Good morning, everybody. How are you? How is your morning? This is 19th January 2026, just a day after the AFCON finals. And the question we asked you today was the coach right? Was the Senegalese coach right by calling his players off the pitch? What do you think? Was he right or was he wrong? And I'm gonna go with this. So, yesterday the game ended. Congratulations to Senegal. They won that match. But with a lot of drama. We saw the referee give a penalty to Morocco, and the Senegalese players decided they're going to protest that penalty, and their coach called them off the pitch. Now, do you think the coach was right? Is it professional? Do you think there are repercussions to that? And I have a take on that. First, if you've been following any updates, any soccer or football updates about AFCON, you'll have noted that there was a match between Morocco and Tanzania. Um, According to some people, according to some critics, according to some pundits, Tanzania deserved to have a penalty, but it was not given to them. Nonetheless, they continued the match. The Tanzanian players did not protest that game. Now, this is the problem though. When such things continue happening, they end up winning the whole game. We have players preparing themselves, they go to practice, they do whatever they need to do, and then they come to the pitch to prove their worth. And then small moments like that could end up ruining a whole game. Because you have to think about all the leadership roles that are involved in that game. We have the referee being the main leader of that game, and then each team has a captain, and then each team has a coach. Those are the four main leaders in that game, and we saw their role yesterday. And then when it comes to the referees, we have the first, second, third, fourth official, and then we have technology, of course. So when you combine all those things, they are meant to ensure that that game retains a lot of professionalism. So what happened yesterday, I believe for sure there was a foul. The Senegalese player did push the Moroccan player a little bit. There was a foul. Now this is the thing, if a foul happens, if a foul occurs at the penalty box, if that foul occurs at that position, then a penalty should be given. Nonetheless, as a referee, there are some rules that are not written. You should always know that their games, the stakes are very, very high. There's a reason he was chosen for that responsibility. So for a game of that stature, the referee should have known better that there are things you don't take for granted. If that fall was not that massive, because we know there are falls that are critical, there are falls that are big. If that fall was not that big, in that magnitude though, I don't think the referee should have given a penalty. I do not think, if you look at it at that level. There are games where you just want the best team to win, let them just score. If they don't score, let them do the game additional time. Once additional time is over, then we can have penalties. So the question is, was the Senegalese coach right to call his players off? Professionally looking at it, it may look as if he was wrong. But when you start digging deep, like the example I've given with Tanzania, you realize that he did a good thing to call them off for a moment. He shouldn't have called them off completely and tell them and guide them to go to the changing room. Because when you think about these matches, even the referees have to be professional. Everybody else involved, even the officials, they have to be professionals. The organizers, they have to be professional. Those games have to be played, and each team, regardless of that, of whether it's the one hosting the game, has to follow the rules. So I think it was unprofessional but it needed to be done. It may have looked unprofessional, but somebody needed to do something about it, because the way games are being played, the way matches are being played, the stakes are very, very high. So, and with that, I also think the referee and the organizing team, or the CAF, the organization in charge of the whole tournament, should go rewatch all the matches, establish all the mistakes that were done by the referees, and try in future, because we have another AFCON 2 years down the line that is going to take place in East Africa, so that better measures are taken. Other than that, I also want to congratulate Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane did a very good job, because he's the one who called the players back to the pitch so that they can continue the match. Otherwise, that game would have been ruined. Morocco would have won the match, but that's not the way. That was not the best way to win that match. At the end of the day, Senegal won. Kudos to them, and we wish them all the best in the coming World Cup next year. And let's see what's going to happen next. Other than that, I'm wishing you a very, very good day. I would love to hear your feedback, and kindly subscribe to this channel. Let's see how we can do this thing. Nice one.